Water is obviously critical to your survival. However, running water sources like this one often contain contaminants and need to be purified. The most simple and effective way to purify water in a survival situation is to boil it. If you happen to have a tin can or a metal container of some kind, then it's pretty simple to fill it with water, place it in your fire, and wait for it to boil, and then for that water to cool, and you can drink it and it is purified. However, if you find yourself in a situation and you don't have that sort of container, one option is to burn a wood bowl using embers. That's what I'll be showing you today. Now that my fire's going, I'm going to dig out an ember to burn out my log. The wider or bigger log that you can burn into, the more water you're going to be able to boil at a time, the more water it will contain. There weren't very many thick trees around right here, so I wasn't able to find that large of a log, but this should work and should boil the water relatively quickly because it'll be a small amount. One thing you can do if you're trying to precisely burn an area and you don't want the edge to get burned is, here we have some snow we could put on, or you could take some water and dab it on, or mix water with ash, make a paste, and dab that around the sides so that the heat and flame only goes down towards the direction that you're meaning it to go. Now, while we're burning out our log, another thing we can do is begin to heat up the stones, because you can put those in the fire for about 15 minutes. And as we're choosing rocks, there are a few things to consider. Obviously, the size of the water container that we've just made, and the other thing is that you wouldn't want to gather rocks that have been sitting in a stream or sitting with a lot of water, because they can have water on the inside, and when those heat up, the water expands faster than the solid rock can, causing them to sometimes explode or shatter. And the rocks cool down when you put them in the water, so if you have more of them, then you can swap them out quicker. Nice, cool. See, we're burning deeper and deeper into the wood. It is a slow process, but it's something that over the course of your, trying to survive until you're rescued, you could continue to just make deeper and deeper so that you can purify more water at the same time. Yep, I'll go collect some water from the stream. I'm going to prefer water that is moving and clearer like this over just standing water. So there's less sediment in it. So even though I'm purifying, that would not remove any sort of sediment or harmful chemical elements in the water source. I just had the camera off, but turns out I just confirmed the theory about rocks exploding in the fire sometimes. Guess I wasn't hit by any shrapnel, luckily, but turns out that is a real safety warning. I didn't get any of these from the river. Maybe some of the snow got into them enough to make that happen. I'm not really sure, but turns out be careful, because they really do explode in the fire sometimes. Slowly getting deeper so that I could hold more water, but for the sake of time and my quickly waning light, we are just going to boil a very small amount of water for now, but this will show you the idea, which of course you can do on a bigger scale if you need more water. Anything that's watertight could do this. You can make 2 of these, and you can just dunk the rocks quickly into the first one and then put them into the second one. That first water container acts as just the place to clean off your rocks. I'm going to do this really carefully because I don't want them to explode. So all of the water hasn't boiled. I'm going to add a second rock to do that. Once a rock is cooled down, you can simply toss it aside, and then grab your next one. You hear them sizzling on the snow. They're already very hot. There you go. That one again, you can see the bubbles coming up all around it. Really clearly see all the bubbles coming off from our now very small amount of water. But there you go. There's now some Giardia-free water, which you would be safer to drink than straight from the stream. Another way to do this, if you don't want to burn through the log itself, is to simply dig a large hole in the ground, line it with a tarp or some other watertight material, maybe clay, fill it with water, put the rocks in and allow that to boil. That's probably a way to get a little more quickly. But that is how you can use basically any container and use the heat from the rocks in your fire to purify your water in a survival situation. Thanks for watching.